Thank you for subscribing to our channel. Today is Tuesday, April 20th, 2021. BBC report. Who are the rivals to lead Germany after Chancellor Merkel? Mrs. Merkel has dominated German politics for 16 years as Chancellor. Her would-be successors have to make their mark before the September federal election. Here is a quick guide to who they are, with an assessment by Damien McGuinness in Berlin of the chances they have. The 60-year-old leader of Chancellor Merkel's center-right Christian Democrats, CDU, is premier of heavily industrial North Rhine-Westphalia, NRW, Germany's most populous state.
Deutsche Welle report. Germany. Greens campaign for legal cannabis on 4/20. April 19 will go down in German political history as the day Annalena Baerbock was elected the Green Party's first-ever chancellor candidate. Assuming the party is ready to govern, the very next day may well be remarkable as well. April 20, referred to among marijuana enthusiasts as 4/20, has become an international counterculture holiday, where people gather to celebrate and consume cannabis. Many such events have a political nature to them, too, advocating the legalization of cannabis.
BBC report. George Floyd. Biden, praying for right verdict, in Chauvin trial. Mr. Biden, who spoke to Mr. Floyd's family on Monday, implied he felt the evidence was overwhelming. His comments came as the jury meets for a second day to consider its verdict. Mr. Chauvin, 45, was filmed kneeling on Mr. Floyd's neck for more than 9 minutes during his arrest last May. He is on trial for charges including second-degree murder and has pleaded not guilty. The footage of Mr. Chauvin, who is white, with his knee on African-American Mr. Floyd's neck sparked global protests against racism.
Deutsche Welle report. Czech Republic asks EU, NATO allies to expel Russian diplomats. The Czech Republic called on EU and NATO allies to expel Russian diplomats Tuesday, as Prague's diplomatic relations with Moscow continued to deteriorate. Acting Foreign Minister Jan Hamáček said he would summon the Russian ambassador for a meeting on Wednesday to disclose further steps after the weekend's expulsion of 18 Moscow diplomats. Prague identified the intelligence officers and demanded they leave the country over links to an explosion at a privately operated arms depot in 2014.
Al Jazeera report. Idris Deby, Chad ruler who held on power, died battling rebels. Idris Deby was known for visiting the battlefield. After Boko Haram fighters launched a deadly attack on a Chadian army base in the village of Bahoma in March last year, the longtime president was seen walking on the shores of Lake Chad, next to his troops. And it was on the battlefield where the former soldier met his end. On Tuesday, Chad's armed forces stunned the nation by announcing that Deby had died from wounds suffered while leading soldiers on the front line against rebels advancing from the north towards the capital, N'Djamena.
Fox report. China's Xi warns against unilateralism as tensions with U.S. neighbors rise. Chinese President Xi Jinping on Tuesday called for more equitable management of global affairs and, in an implicit rejection of U.S. dominance, said governments shouldn't impose rules on others. Xi's speech at an economic forum comes amid rising tension with China's neighbors and Washington over its strategic ambitions and demands for a bigger role in making trade and other rules. Without mentioning the United States, Xi criticized unilateralism of individual countries and warned against decoupling, a reference to fears U.
BBC report. Quebec top court upholds most of religious symbols' secularism bill. But the province's top court struck down parts of the law that applied to English-speaking public schools. Bill 21 prevents judges, police officers, teachers and public servants from wearing symbols such as the kippah, turban, or hijab while at work. Adopted in June 2019, it has fueled fierce debate throughout the country. The ruling will likely be appealed to the Canadian Supreme Court, local media say.
CNN report. Lidl Ireland becomes first major retailer to offer free period products. Lidl Ireland will offer free menstrual products to women and girls as part of a new initiative targeting period poverty. The grocery giant said in a statement Monday that it's the world's first major retailer to offer such an initiative, which is aimed at tackling period poverty, where girls or women are unable to afford menstrual products. Eligible customers in the Republic of Ireland will be offered a coupon for a free box of pads or tampons each month, starting May 3, through the Lidl Plus app.
Fox report. SF school district warns there aren't enough subs to cover in-person classes of 290 teachers working from home. The San Francisco Unified School District has warned parents that it may not have enough substitutes to cover in-person classes for nearly 300 teachers who have received medical exemptions to keep working remotely. The message to parents last week fell on the same day the district welcomed back preschool through third-grade students at 22 of the city's 64 elementary schools. It was the first day of in-person learning for San Francisco students since March 2020, when California Gov.
Al Jazeera report. International crew, recycled capsule. SpaceX prepares to launch. For the first time, the U.S. space agency NASA is putting its trust in a recycled SpaceX rocket and capsule for a crew as it prepares to send 4 astronauts to the International Space Station, ISS. U.S. astronaut Megan McArthur takes special pleasure in the reused spacecraft set to soar Thursday morning. In a fun twist, she'll sit in the same seat in the same capsule as her husband, Bob Behnken, did last spring for a test flight to the ISS.
CNN report. Rwanda says France bears responsibility for enabling 1994 genocide. France was aware that a genocide was being prepared in Rwanda ahead of the 1994 killings, and the French government bore a significant responsibility for enabling it. The Rwandan government said in a report published on Monday. Between April and July of 1994, some 800,000 people were slaughtered, mainly from the ethnic Tutsi minority but also some Hutus. The message of the Rwandan Foreign Affairs Minister today is a key step in getting our two countries closer, a French presidential advisor told reporters on Monday in response to the Rwandan report.
CNN report. Venmo just put crypto access in the palm of everyone's hand. Bitcoin and similar cryptocurrencies have gone increasingly mainstream. But Tuesday's announcement that Venmo is adding crypto support just put crypto access in the palm of everyone's hand. Venmo, which is owned by PayPal, PYPL, said its more than 70 million customers can buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash for as little as $1. Cryptocurrency can often feel confusing and inaccessible to newbies. So Venmo will offer in-app guides and videos to help answer commonly asked questions and share information about the world of crypto.
Deutsche Welle report. EMA issues warning over Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Stops short of ruling against use. The EU drug regulator European Medicines Agency, EMA, said the Johnson & Johnson, J&J, COVID-19 vaccine has very rare blood clot side effects on Tuesday, but stopped short of ruling against using the one-shot dose. The EMA released a statement saying, the EMA concluded that a warning about unusual blood clots with low blood platelets should be added to the product information for COVID-19 vaccine. Janssen, the market name for the J&J vaccine.
Al Jazeera report. New rules on Argentinian beef spark fears of export limits. Argentina on Tuesday re-established a meat export registration system, stoking fears among cattle producers of possible export limits as the government tries to hold down domestic food prices in the face of double-digit inflation. A resolution published on Tuesday in the government's gazette said the registration system for foreign sales was necessary to help avoid possible imbalances in the domestic meat market in terms of supply, price and quality.
Fox report. Derek Chauvin charges explained. What prosecutors must prove. Former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin is charged with second- and third-degree murder and manslaughter in the death of George Floyd last May. Hennepin County Judge Peter Cahill read 14 pages of instructions to the jurors Monday outlining the 3 charges. Under Minnesota state law, a person causing the death of another person, without intent of causing the death of any person, while committing or attempting to commit a felony offense, is guilty of murder in the second degree, Cahill said.
CNN report. New Jersey adds X-gender marker on driver's licenses and other state identification. New Jersey is now joining at least 19 states and Washington, D.C., in allowing an X-gender identifier on driver's licenses and other identification. The additional gender option was officially made available to comply with part of legislation passed in 2018 to allow residents to change their gender identification more easily. The New Jersey Motor Vehicle Commission, MVC, announced Monday. The new gender X identifier will indicate that a person's gender is unspecified. A big step for those who identify as non-binary. Or someone who doesn't identify as male or female.
Thank you for watching 5 p.m. recap. To be notified, you can subscribe our channel and activate the bell.